I also want to thank our Senate Democratic attorneys who worked very hard with the banking department, with the judicial branch, with victims advocates to make sure that we were getting this right. Some of us might remember that we had this bill, something similar to this bill, before the chamber last year. It did pass out of the Senate chamber. And since then, we've been taking feedback. The chairs and the ranking members have been really open to that feedback along the way. And I think as a result of that, we have a really great piece of legislation before us. CCADV has really helped in bringing this important issue to the fore. And a lot of us will remember several years ago, I believe it was 2019, when we decided to include coercive control in the definition of domestic violence. And that was an important step that we took at that time, recognizing that coercive control was indeed a form of domestic violence. And similarly, we know that financial abuse, economic abuse like this, is also a form of domestic violence. What's really important to recognize, I think, is, perhaps just when a survivor is trying to get back on their feet and gain independence, both financially and individually, which can be really difficult. Coerced debt can really put up a wall. It creates a dead end in this endless cycle of abuse, because without the ability to leave their abuser, that victim might not survive, but instead feel like they have to stay in this never-ending cycle, unable to experience the financial freedom that they deserve and break free from the abuse that's occurring in their lives, which, as we know from domestic violence, survivors can just have this ripple effect and impact so many people, children, certainly other relatives, friendships, and other relationships. Having this type of coerced debt in one's life, and I will say that this is personal to me. I know somebody who's very close to me that has had this happen to them. And while this piece of legislation won't help them, I know it will help countless others break free of this cycle. But we need to recognize that it really exacerbates difficulties in setting up a new chapter of their lives. They won't have the ability to, enter into housing agreements, to enter into contracts with respect to a purchase of a new car, get credit cards to really enjoy financial freedom and get back on their feet. It impacts them and their ability to seek independence. So again, Madam Chair, I just want to really wholeheartedly thank the ranking members, the chairs, particularly Senator Billy Miller, who has been working so hard on this, and the attorneys to really work with us to get it right. And again, working with so many facets, the judicial branch in particular, making sure that we had that right. So when folks are in family court, as Senator Billy Miller presented in this amendment, that there won't be a conflict, making sure every step of the way that we've really thought this through, taken things from other states where it's working, and just taken the advice of many attorneys and outside counsel to understand how we can make this a good piece of legislation for Connecticut. And I think we're there today. I would urge support. Thank you.